The myth of the Minotaur. It is said that Pasiphae, wife of the king of Crete Minos, incurred the wrath of Poseidon, and he, as a punishment, condemned her to give birth to a deformed son, the Minotaur, who had the enormous body of a man and the head of bull. To hide the monster, Minos ordered the famous architect Daedalus to build a labyrinth, a tremendously complicated construction from which very few managed men to get out. He hid the Minotaur tear. Each new moon, it was essential to sacrifice a man so that the Minotaur could feed. Since seed subsisted thanks to human flesh. When this wish was not granted, he spread terror and death among the inhabitants of the region. King Minos had another son, Androgeus, while he was in Athens to participate in various sports games, of which he was the winner. He was assassinated by Athenians. Minos, upon hearing the tragic news, vowed revenge. He gathered his army and then went to Athens, which, being unprepared for such an attack, soon had to capitulate and negotiate peace.
The Cretan king reserved the Athenian ambassadors, told them that he had killed his son and indicated the conditions. For peace, Athenian would send 7 young men and 7 maidens to create every 9 years, so that with their lives they would pay for that of their deceased son. The ambassadors failed. Prisoners of terror when the king aided, that the young men offered to the Minotaur, but he had no alternative but to accept such a difficult condition. They had only one concession. If one of the young men succeeded over the Minotaur, the city would be spared the Atricious tribute. Twist Athens had already paid the terrible price for the twist, a ship of the Athenian origin and propelled by black sail had led, as indicated, 7 maidens and 7 young men, so that they would thus go to the fatal destiny that they overrid them.
However, when the day names of the next victims, gold bedrooms Theseus, the only son of the king of Athens' angel, proposed to embark as part of the tribal risking, he also life of order to reign in the city of the town horrible Lot. So the next day, he accompanies a bird in the Theseus promised his father that he will exchange the cheese's back, says far wide sails of he have different the monster. The continued ride in Crete and the embodied had to reign. Golder paces like it on the outskirts the city, although the moment of baking looking on the living dispersion. Reserve of critical victims hopes wording. Be a part of Angel Night, the golden held Menon to daughters. Padre and Ariana used to stroll the fun and tissue course and beauty had reached the last but attempts maidens. The eldest of Holt, Ariana firmly wilted to meet on the hill June Athenian. When he was able to see it, he offered him a bowl of treat and indicated thought it represented his salvation and that of his companion. Seidel soul tied around on the inside of the labyrinth and is they that had to wait in regularity. Once the Minotaur was dead, they corrupted it off and for they wall out. From the morning she dreamed Digger from the folds of her dreams and yielding it Theseus helped to head how he was risking his life of him. Because if his father fall on about his health, he would be furious with her. So he asked him, in case of defeating the beast to taken, he helmed the following day the young Athenian was led, along with his companion to the living and used take the ball the wall, and if the treat gradually unwinding, said the monster said angrily.
On his mission was complete. He only remained to retrace the path, following the thread that Ariana had given him and get out of the labyrinth. He sought save his city. At the moment of leaving, Theseus secretly let Adriana hand her beautiful sister aboard the boat. During the voyage, the ship anchored on the island of Nasus to take refuge from a ragged storm and when the winds died down. They could not find Ariane, despite having searched everywhere for her. Theseus continued his journey to Athens but forgot to change the ship's sails as he had promised. His father, he believed that his son had died in his encounter with the minotaur. He could not bear his pain and threw himself from a high tower into the sea that today bears his name, April.